Hey guys, you here, right here, you know, welcome to the GTA 5 car v car episode. Today with the Impontes going against each other with the Ruiner and the Phoenix. These two cars are within the same category. Should be interesting to see which one actually is better than the two. Now here's the thing, you know, I'm pretty curious. This is one of the episodes that was highly requested by a lot of you guys in the previous episodes. So if you guys do enjoy this episode, make sure you guys slap that with the like button and let's get right into it with the drifting, starting off with the Ruiner. Now the Ruiner in fact is lighter than the Phoenix. And I feel like the distance covered when drifting is much greater comparing it to the Phoenix. Phoenix is slightly heavier, of course, and with that being said, it's much easier to drift with the Ruiner compared to the Phoenix. I definitely feel like the point deserves or goes to the Ruiner. Now, if you can see the Phoenix here, it's kind of a struggle to do simple drifting around corners, even at high speeds. I feel like there's a lot more effort required to drift around corners with this car as it's slightly heavier. This may not be the case if we were to add a spoiler onto it, you know, a huge spoiler that you get with this car. That sort of makes it easier to drift. But when we have these two cars in stock like we do for the previous episodes, we can see that it's much more difficult to actually drift with the Phoenix. So, yeah, for the handling, we got the Ruiner here, as we know, pretty good at drifting. However, when a car is good at drifting, they can be pretty poor at handling. So the Phoenix definitely deserves a point here, because the thing about handling is that you want to try and make sure your car doesn't lose control at very high speeds around sharp corners if you want to, you know, take advantage of someone in a race or whatever, right? And when it comes to this situation here amongst both of these cars, Phoenix definitely deserves a point for that. It's pretty decent at handling, but other than that, you know, it's not that great for drifting or whatnot, as we know. But yeah, definitely for handling, it's pretty comfortable to make sure you don't spin out or whatnot. But for sort of shotgun durability test, turned out that this took 19 shots. I don't really want to show the entire footage because it would be pretty boring, but turned out the Phoenix took 15 shots, so the Ruiner got a point there. So currently 2-1 for the Ruiner, but it's not over yet because we've got a head-on collision damage. And this one was interesting. Turned out that as I turned the camera angle here, looked like the Phoenix took a lot more damage, but the Ruiner took way more damage. You can see there with everything all over the place. So currently 2-2, but for the best customization, this was pretty close. I had to look very closely at every single aspect of this customization. At first I thought it was going to be the Ruiner, but then looking closely, there's a lot more options for the Phoenix with a glass roof, you know, front this and that, bumpers, engine change in front or whatever. And turns out, you know, Phoenix gets a point there over the Ruiner. Ruiner doesn't have you know, it doesn't have some of the things that the Phoenix has. But for the fastest car, this is another thing I was kind of surprised after doing these tests. I did this a couple times, turned out it's exactly the same every time. So at first, you know, it looked like the Phoenix and the Ruiner were pretty close to each other, but then the Ruiner just took off and the Phoenix just did not catch up, you know. The Ruiner just kept going and going and the gap increased, and this happened throughout the two tests that we did for this. And yeah, this is one of them. Turns out the Ruiner is faster. Ooh, look at that fail of a crash. But currently 3-3. Look at close. Pretty tense. Fourth gear acceleration test. Turns out, I believe the Ruiner took around 8, 9, 10. Let's see how much. Yep, 8, 9, 9.15 seconds. So let's see how long it takes for the Phoenix. Now the Phoenix, you know, should be around the same, but looks like it was slightly slower, about 10.02. So that's a huge difference. But fastest braking time 1.17 for the Ruiner. Turns out it was exactly the same for the Phoenix as well. So the Ruiner takes it by a point. So it turns out the Ruiner is 10 out of 10 and the Phoenix is 9 out of 10. So let me know in the comments below which one's your favourite car amongst these two. This was definitely an interesting episode in my opinion, because I thought the Phoenix would win, but turns out the Ruiner did instead. So what's your thoughts on that, guys? I personally prefer the Ruiner over the Phoenix, even though I haven't really driven the Phoenix as much, the Ruiner as much. But when it came to drifting, I absolutely love it for drifting. That's the only reason why I love it, like it over the Phoenix. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys slap the like button. Let's get... What did I say? Let's get right into it, because we just finished this episode. Check it out. Good night, peace. Yeah. Oh, as always, guys, if you guys missed out on the previous episode, the Dune buggy goes against the Bifta. Should be an interesting one for you guys to check out. Click on the annotation on the screen. It takes you right there. Check it out and enjoy. See you guys soon.